This is our test track. Here we can try out our vehicles and any setup changes you make in a relatively safe environment. Right now, we compete in stock vehicle drag racing. The idea is fairly simple. Floor the throttle, keep the car straight, don't crash, and be fastest to the finish line. Seems easy, right? It's a little more complicated than that. Don't worry, we'll take you through the steps one by one. First phase of drag racing is the burnout. The goal of a burnout is to heat up the tires and lay down tire rubber on the track to have better grip at the start line. Now you'll want to let go of the brake. Great work! The tires are nice and hot. You put down good rubber onto the track, you should have some excellent grip off the start line now. Now that your tires are warmed up, we need to roll back over the staging line. Shift down until your car ends. Okay, now we can begin the staging process. The staging line is where we start the race from. Shift up into forward gear and gently roll forward. Be careful not to stage too deep. If you cross the staging line, it's a jump start. It's instant disqualification. What we like to call the Christmas tree. Notice the large row of lights below the staging lights? That will tell you when you can start to floor it. When the amber light turns on, that means it's time to react. You got a few tenths of a second before the green light turns on, so hit the throttle as quickly as you can. If you do cross the deep staging line while the amber light is shining, the red light will turn on. The red light signals a disqualification. Once the light turns green, it's go time. Only then can your car cross the staging line. Slow down without taking any damage. First, release the parachutes. They slow down the vehicle dramatically without putting excessive pressure on your... Great work! You made it across the finish line, and you managed to stop your vehicle before hitting the sandbox. Let's head on over to the garage and get you more acquainted with the inside. Let's buy a new part to use in the upcoming race weekend. Because these parts are brand new, they're better quality than your previous ones. They'll also last longer and improve the performance of your vehicle. Feel free to purchase any part that catches your eye. Welcome to the garage area. This is where you prepare the vehicle for the upcoming race weekend. Your vehicle is divided into different parts, which affect the performance. This is the Research and Development Department. Here you can start R&D projects to improve your parts. Pay attention to how much money and time each R&D project will cost. These improvements are permanent and transferable to newly installed parts, so don't worry. You can swap parts as much as you want after an R&D project is complete. Let's start an R&D project. Take your pick. Welcome to your first race weekend. Let me explain how NHRA competition works. Every NHRA championship season is broken up into several different race weekends. During a race weekend, you earn points towards your championship total. The driver with the most points at the end becomes the champion and gets a championship Wally to add to their trophy cabinet. Winning a race weekend not only earns you a Wally, it nets you a decent haul of cash as well. A race weekend consists of 3 days on track. Test races on Friday, qualifiers on Saturday, and elimination races on Sunday.
If you're lucky this weekend, race fans, you could get a chance to run into some of your favorite drivers right down on the midway. Do not be shy. It's fun taking the photos and getting on the race. That burnout didn't look particularly effective. Let's see if they've got enough temperature in the tires for the upcoming race. And I can't remember a race as good as that one. The fans in attendance love that last race, and lucky for them and for us, we've got more NHRA drag racing action to come.
This is the pit. Here we do maintenance between races. Here you can repair low-integrity parts, replace broken parts, or tune the car. Parts will always break down over time in this sport, but mishandling will lead to more issues. So be careful when you're out there on track. You have a set amount of time to make all your repairs and replacements, so make sure you plan accordingly. Let's go over tuning your vehicle. It may seem like an ultra-powerful machine, but it's also quite delicate. For the car to perform at its best, it has to take many factors into account. You can tune your vehicle to account for these factors in order to get the optimal performance out of your car.
In case this is your first time out to the racetrack this weekend, my name's Brian Lowe, and I'm one of those races. It's always a treat to call the events, and I hope you're having as much fun as I am. That burnout didn't look particularly effective. Let's see if they've got enough temperature in the tires for the upcoming race. Race certainly did not disappoint. These drivers give it absolutely everything every time their wheels touch the drag strip. With this level. Hello, folks. I'm Brian Loans, and I'll be your host for this weekend's NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series event. I hope you're as excited for the action as I am. If you're lucky this weekend, race fans, you can get a chance to run into some of your favorite drivers right down on the midway. Do not be shy. We love taking photos and getting on. Oh, it looks like the driver in the right lane didn't heat their tires enough. NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series never fails to deliver hard-pounding, high-octane action. The road to the finals carries on. They got a big round of applause earlier as they walked away from a massive crash. Unfortunately for them, that's a disqualification. I want to give a big thanks to all the staff and volunteers here at the racetrack that make events like these possible. The track maintenance crew has been working very hard to sweep and spray the track in preparation for this event. They do good work, folks. Win for the driver. Stay tuned for more exciting NHRA Championship drag racing action powered by Camping World. These drivers spare no detail when it comes to humidity, air temperature, track temperature, density, altitude, position, from my vantage point up here in the announcer's booth, those tires look pretty cold. Let's see if they'll have an effect on the outcome. Take home the Wally today? Stick around for more action. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you next time for another heart-pounding day of NHRA action. This is what we love to see. Two gritty, hard-nosed racers